Good morning, Charles. Good morning, everyone. This is Ron Boisvert, Chief of Police in Watervliet. I know we've had a little conversation recently about some changes that are occurring here in the station about our communications. And today I'd just like to bring you in and show you some of the things that have changed in our lobby and some of the ways that you can get some service here despite not having a person in the dispatch center anymore. So if you'd like to follow me, come on inside. We'll take a look and see what's new in here. Well, we're in our lobby now, Charles, and as you know, previously you used to be able to come in here and there would be a dispatcher at this window here where you'd be able to reach someone for some type of service if you had a question, an inquiry, or you needed some assistance. As everyone knows now, that's changed and we no longer have a dispatcher in our police department. They've been transferred out to the Albany County Sheriff's Office. So as part of that process, what we have here now is a call box. And the call box is designed so that you can just push this button on this box and you'll directly be connected to a dispatcher out at the county sheriff's office, and you can request whatever assistance it is that you need through this box. You'll be speaking directly to a dispatcher and they will provide whatever assistance is appropriate for your call. They'll call an officer in from the street, or they'll be able to advise you what you need to have done in order to get your problem or situation rectified. Now, in addition to that, we have here across the hallway from our former dispatch center a interactive computer kiosk, which is a sort of a self-service center that will be able to provide you with a lot of the same things that used to be able to be provided by someone in person. All right, so now we're in this computer room, Charles, and this is called our e-desk kiosk. And what it is, it's an interactive computer that allows people to request certain forms, request assistance, speak to an officer. There's a whole host of things in here, and I encourage people to come in and get familiar with it if they feel that they need to have some sort of police assistance. But I'm going to go through just a couple of them here for you today, just to touch these screens and show you what some of the options are so that people are kind of aware of what they are. As you see here, it says just touch the screen any place and it will start. It gives you our menu. And there's several things that can be done. You can contact an officer, you can file a police report, and that will be followed up on by myself or the patrol operations supervisor. We'll assign that case to someone for follow-up. But that information gets directly sent to myself and the lieutenant. There's some information about the police department, and there's connections to our website and the city's website. We also have a spot here for people to file a compliment or a complaint against the police department or a police officer. And we also have an anonymous crime tip button here that you can utilize. If you want to leave us some information and you don't want to know, you don't want to let us know who you are, that's fine too. We've done that for a long, long time. And then also, if there's a lost motorist or someone needs to know how to get someplace, there's a button on here for directions, and there's a whole host of city landmarks that you'll be able to get directions to from the police department. So I'm just going to hit here for now. I want to go back and contact an officer. If you want to contact an officer, say you already have a case going with the police department and you need to get some more information to an officer and he's not quite available right when you are, you can come in here and fill out these fields, and you need to put your name and your address in here. And then down here on a drop-down menu, everything's touchscreen. You can find the officer that you need to speak to, you put his name in there, and then you type the message that you want to type for the officer. You can leave contact information. You can tell him what are the other things are that you're trying to get to him pertaining to the case, and then submit the form. And when you submit the form, that goes right to that officer's email address so that he will be able to follow up on that case. It's pretty convenient if your schedule doesn't meet that person's schedule, the officer's schedule, and it's a good way for you to relay some information. So I'm going to go back to the main screen, and we'll just go here to a FOIL request. A lot of times people come to City Hall to file a request for a police document or a police report or for an accident report. And those reports are usually available at the city clerk's office anywhere from 3 to 5 days after the incident has occurred. Now, a lot of times, people working, they don't get out of work till 4 or 4:30 or 5 o'clock. City Hall is closed, so they need to make a special trip over here to get those documents requested. Now, you could just push this button, and you can request an accident report right off of this screen. These requests go to my office, and they also go right to Mr. Hidley, the city clerk, so that he can start taking action on it now. As that information becomes available, he will contact the requester and let them know that those documents are available for them to pick up at the city clerk's office. So that's another nice feature that really wasn't available before here in the police department, but it has been available at City Hall as long as you got here during their working hours. So this is a good feature because now people are able to get it on off hours. So we'll just go back to the main screen again. And there's some department forms. Some of the department forms available are a vacation watch or a premise watch if you're on vacation or you're going to be away or your house is going to be vacant for a period of time for whatever reason. You can come in and fill out this form and let us know when and how long you're going to be away for and how long you'd like us to check your property for you. And if there's a contact person in case of an emergency. All those pieces of information are available for you to fill out. And that form also goes right to the administration office, and we put that on our checklist on a daily basis. We also have a handicap renewal form. If you have a permanent handicap permit that needs to be renewed, you can fill out this form here. That comes right to my office. And when that's completed, I will give that person a phone call, let them know that it's ready to be picked up. And now, instead of picking them up here at the police station, they'll just have to pick them up at City Hall during their normal working hours. But it's also a convenient avenue to get these forms. And there's also an original handicap parking permit that is available. And I'm going to show you that only because it's a little bit different. These forms are available at NewYorkStateDMV.com. Typically, they're available in the doctor's office, but if you need to have one printed out, you can get one right here. And if you want to, you can just print this form. It's not letting me print the form, but I'll figure that out. You do have the ability to print forms out here, believe me. And then there's a bunch of different things here. There's a little information about some officer memorials. We have some fallen officers. There's a little biography on each of those. There's information here about the department itself, how the department is made up, what it's composed of, what type of shifts we have, the shift assignments, who the officers are in case you need to find out what shift an officer works on. And there's some department frequently asked questions that maybe you'll be able to get yourself an answer to without having to reach anybody else. I'd just like to show you the directions too. And I know most people that come in here are going to be familiar with Watervliet, but occasionally there may be someone that's not. And I'd just like to show you how easy this is, just in case you need to find something. So our reference point is always the police department because this is where you're going to get the directions from. And then if you just go to the drop-down box to select a destination, there are city buildings, educational buildings, banks, groceries and pharmacies, the housing offices, the housing departments. I've put hospitals in here in case somebody needs to find the nearest hospital, restaurants, and you can just click on any one of those, and I'll just go to the Elks just for reference here, and it gives you the turn-by-turn. It also gives you a map, and you can actually print that, and the print will come out here. The printed page will come out here. You take that with you, and you find your way. Now, if you're not quite as computer literate as you think you need to be to utilize this, we do still have a lot of these forms that are available in this room also in paper form. And right around the corner and behind this kiosk on this wall over here are these paper forms. There's pistol permit packages, there's vacant premise checks, there's the handicap permits, and if you'd like to fill those things out here, you can do that here at this desk, and then there's a mailbox here that you can just drop those items in, and that mailbox gets checked 2 or 3 times a day, and we will follow up on anything that's placed in that box, and it'll work just the same way as this will. So pretty much that's how this new operation works, Charles, and I just want to get that out there so folks can kind of have a good understanding of the way that they can still interact with the police department in some way, shape, or form. And obviously, if you have an issue, you can still call the 270-3833 and use the auto attendant menu to try to speak to someone or get in contact with someone. And certainly, if you have an immediate need for police or fire or ambulance assistance, you can dial 911. And additionally, you can also utilize the call button here in the police department lobby to speak to a dispatcher immediately. And that should get you the assistance that you need as soon as possible.